Hello, my name is Ross Walton, and I'm the president of the Simpson County Historical and Genealogical Society. I'd like to take a few minutes to tell you about my hometown, Mendenhall, Mississippi, and why we think Mendenhall is the perfect fit for HGTV's new series, Small Town Takeover. Now, I'm certain y'all are going to hear about a lot of really nice towns as you judge this contest, and it's sure to be a tough decision. But in addition to the wide variety of traditional and not-so-traditional homes available for restoration, Mendenhall has one very special opportunity that I know you're going to love. And I'll tell you more about it in just a moment. But first, a bit of history. In 1898, the Gulf and Ship Island Railroad announced plans to extend their rail service from its northern point in Hattiesburg all the way to Jackson. Simpson County residents decided to move the county seat from Westville to a point along the proposed route. They selected the sleepy village of Edna and incorporated a new town there to be called Mendenhall. Plots were laid out and construction began on a magnificent new courthouse in 1907. The little town prospered, and new residents flocked there from other cities and farms in search of opportunity. One of those new residents was a man named Frank Heil. A German immigrant from West Texas, Mr. Heil and his wife, Annie Bell Goodwin, built a new hotel close to the tracks in 1911. Soon he added a restaurant. And because revolving tables were popular with the German community in Texas, Mr. Heil constructed 3 Lazy Susan tables for his restaurant. Diners would sit at the tables, piled high with traditional Southern cooking, and help themselves to whatever they wanted by turning the center of the table until the desired dish was within reach. The concept proved popular, but it was the quality and the variety of the food that built the restaurant's reputation. And word quickly spread that when you pass through Mendenhall, make sure you stop and eat at the revolving tables. In 1924, after owning the hotel for 9 years, the Heils sold the business to Annie's brother, Will Goodwin, and his wife, Pearl. During World War II, the name of the hotel was changed from the Heil Hotel to the Mendenhall Hotel as anti-German sentiment ran high. In 1946, the Goodwins sold the hotel to their daughter, L. Marie Morgan, and her husband, Fred. L. Marie is credited for much of the hotel's fame. She would play the piano and console organ for diners while they ate, and was a tireless promoter of Mendenhall's crown jewel. Many world travelers signed the hotel's guest book over the years, including quite a number of celebrities and national leaders. But perhaps the most notable patron of the Revolving Tables Restaurant was Mississippi writer Eudora Welty. When the BBC filmed a documentary on the life of Welty in the 1970s, she insisted that 2 of the interviews be conducted on the front porch of the Mendenhall Hotel. In the interview, Welty explains that she and her family discovered the Revolving Tables Restaurant when they drove down Old Highway 49 to Delo to swim in the icy cold water of the Strong River. Looking for a place to eat afterwards, they found the nearby hotel, and Miss Welty remained a lifelong customer. It turns out L. Marie Morgan and Eudora Welty met while students at the Mississippi University for Women, and remained friends throughout their lives. L. Marie apparently told her friend all about the town's people and its history, because Welty's 1954 hilarious novel, The Ponderheart, is set in a courthouse town that is the mirror image of Mendenhall. Also, the narrator of the story, a chatty lady named Edna Earl Ponder, owns the town's hotel where everyone eats when court is in session. When pressed by the interviewer as to whether or not Mendenhall was the inspiration for the setting of The Ponderheart, Welty remained coy, but such details as the fact that Mendenhall was originally named Edna cannot be ignored. Now, over the years, the Revolving Tables Restaurant appeared in numerous magazine and newspaper articles in such publications as National Geographic, Cook's Magazine, the Chicago Tribune, and USA Today. And in 1984, CBS featured the restaurant in a documentary that aired just before the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. When L. Marie announced her retirement in 1978, her son, Fred Morgan Jr., and wife Natalie moved back to Mendenhall to take over the business, and ran it until they retired in 2001. After 86 years of continuous operation, the oldest and best-known restaurant in Mississippi closed its doors for good. After closing the restaurant, the Morgans continued to reside in the hotel, resisting all offers from interested buyers, until Mr. Morgan's passing in August of 2017. The hotel and restaurant finally came up for sale in the summer of 2019, and for the first time in 74 years, the opportunity to own this Mississippi legend presents itself. Just as Mississippi's most legendary renovators look to expand their horizons beyond their beloved city of Laurel, the timing is serendipitous to say the least. For while the Mendenhall Hotel is still in great shape, there are minor electrical, plumbing, and foundation issues that need to be addressed, and a full restoration is needed to really bring out the beauty and economic potential of this classic hotel. It's a job that requires exactly the skills you are known for. The stakes for Mendenhall couldn't be higher. When Highway 49 was rerouted in the 1960s, many towns like Mendenhall were bypassed, cut off from a key source of outside income, and forced to find new ways to attract the traveling public. While our town has worked to bring new development to the new Highway 49 corridor, our Main Street district has struggled. Since the closing of the Revolving Tables, which brought in a steady stream of tour buses and travelers, downtown merchants no longer have the opportunity to attract the passing motorists that served as its lifeblood for so many decades. What we are proposing is a multifaceted approach to revitalizing the Mendenhall Main Street district by boosting the tourist trade. Step 1 is to help facilitate the sale of the hotel by giving it and the rest of our town a complete makeover. A freshening up of Main Street's building facades, in addition to any home makeovers, will increase the confidence needed to entice buyers to take a chance on the hotel. Several of the buildings have unused living and office spaces upstairs that could be made livable and desirable for young renters. The owners of those buildings have the available capital to invest. They just need a push to take the plunge. A major investment in the hotel and the publicity generated by your series will spur these owners into action. Step 2. Because Mendenhall has inspired filmmakers, writers, and artists through the years, we wish to instill in our young people an appreciation for the arts and humanities. You see, in addition to inspiring Eudora Welty to write The Ponderheart, Mendenhall is the hometown of Patrick Smith, author of such acclaimed novels as The River is Home and A Land Remembered. Known as the William Faulkner of Florida, Pat Smith was born, raised, and educated right here in Mendenhall. As for movies, the same rocks that have made the Strong River such a desirable swimming hole through the years inspired the makers of the blockbuster hit Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? To film the siren scene here. Also, the Star Theater, which opened on Main Street in 1938, was used as location for the movie My Dog Skip. As for artistic inspiration, local artist Johnny Knight left his mark on Mendenhall by carving a giant totem pole in front of the town library, and his beautiful and eclectic treehouse is one of our most popular venues for weddings and special events. Today, artist Wade Stevenson is gaining notoriety by preserving the history of our town through his paintings. It is our intention to organize an annual literary and arts festival to inspire our young creators by exposing them to the works of those who came before. Step 3 involves setting up Old Highway 49 scenic driving tours. The long stretches of Old 49 that wind through our county are some of the most picturesque roadways in our state, and we are working to develop signage and facilities that will encourage motorists to take the road less traveled by, so that a new generation can experience a time when the journey was more compelling than the destination. We believe that this will allow people to discover the charming little towns that give our county its unique flavor as it brings increased prosperity to our main streets. I know this is a lot to take in, and there is so much more to tell. So we'd like to extend an invitation to you to come and visit and see for yourselves. We are only an hour away from Laurel, and the owner of the Johnny Knight Treehouse has invited you to come spend the night in the most unique bed and breakfast in the state, free of charge. We want to welcome y'all to Mendenhall. I know you'll love it here.